Good evening to one and all. A warm welcome to 10th day of 10-day international workshop come faculty development program and 92nd international workshop on philosophical foundations of research and life lessons from Gaston Bachelard under Golden Jubilee of NEHU May 2022 to May 2023 International Workshop Series, a series of programs with the highest number and the best of ability every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Jointly organized by Internal Quality Assurance IQAC, Northeastern Hill University, NEHU, Shillong, Meghalaya, and Indian Society for Training and Development, ISTD, Shillong Chapter, Shillong, Meghalaya, in collaboration with Department of Philosophy and IQAC Moran College affiliated to Dibrugarh University, MORANHAT, ASSAM, and Department of Philosophy, Sri VENKATESWARA University, TIRUPATI, Andhra Pradesh. A warm welcome to today's keynote speaker, my guru, collaborator, Professor P. Chennai Sir, Department of Philosophy, Sri VENKATESWARA University, Professor Prabhasankar Shukla Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Northeastern Hill University, Professor A.S. Dikshit Sir, Registrar, Director, IQAC, NEHU, Shillong, Professor Raja Reddy Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri VENKATESWARA University, Professor Methalika Ma'am, Principal, Moran College, Dr. Srutasini Gogoi Madam, Workshop Coordinator, Head Department of Philosophy, IQAC NSS Coordinator, Moran College, Professor B.S. Mipun Sir, Chairman, Shillong Chapter. A warm welcome to senior teachers, policymakers, administrators, research scholars, students, and one and all. This is the last day of a 10-day international workshop come a faculty development program, philosophical foundations of research and applications of SPSS. Today's theme of the program, philosophical foundations of research and life lessons from Gaston Bachelard, the French philosopher. Professor Chennai sir mentioned so many things about so many great philosophers within India, outside India, around the globe. So, irrespective of region, religion, and race, so we are selecting wherever goodness is there. There is no boundary beyond the scope. There are n number of things. This is a poetic way of philosophers. Is a scientific and poetic way. Both the science and literature. You can see the Gaston Bachelor of Philosophy. There are a number of life lessons you can learn from him. So there's a life, even desire. People may it is a desire. Lord Buddha also mentioned so many things about desire and vice and so many ways, even Ashtanga Marga. So here, the French philosophers, what is happening in European countries and even Russia and Ukraine, this is because of lack of philosophical knowledge. So Vasudhaika Kutumbakam. So whole globe is a family, but unfortunately we have so many different types of ideologies in our mind. So there are n number of things. Professor Chennai sir is going to uncover the covered things and going to inform the untold things. With this, a warm welcome to one and all. As usual, we start our program with Vande Mataram before going to invite Professor Chennai sir to deliver keynote address.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sukhalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhrajyotsna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
So, Professor Chinnai, sir, is it audible, sir? Professor Chinnai, sir?
Amraj, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Amraj, sir, one day matram everything is over, I think that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what is the present stage, Amraj, sir? Yes.
Sir, I am requesting you to
Okay,
deliver
okay,
keynote
okay.
address, sir.
Okay, okay. Respectable coordinator, Dr. Amraj, sir, who is the organizer, collaborator for international workshop, and all the participants of the program. Today, I am going to share a wonderful French philosopher named called Bachelard, Gaston Bachelard. So he born in 27th June 1884 and died in 16th October 1962. He's a contemporary Western philosopher. So he's a poet, a philosopher. So wonderful expression in the ancient Chinese philosophy, sitting silently, doing nothing. Spring comes, grass grows itself. So you have to live here in the world with the simplicity. So here, Bachelard is telling that you have to live here with the simplicity. You may have many things, but if you have a less little desires, then you may get a simple manner. Don't express any egoistic outlook. If you express more egoistic outlook, then there is a danger for your life. You may not continue this egoistic life in no longer. That's why live with a simple manner. So he is telling again that to speak well is a part of living well. So here, so expression is a vital communication in our human life. If you express very nicely, if your words are good, you may get more property, more friends, more wealth, more job, many good things you may achieve. If you are very intelligent, if you are using very polite and soft, very good words for your life, if you are giving more expressions for the enjoyment of other people, you may get more relatives and more friends. If you are egoistic person, self-centered person, selfish person, and a wicked person, then automatically your expressions may go with a wrong sense. Then you may get wicked experiences, bad experiences. You may get punishment on the basis of your words. So if you are expressing very bad, worst, cruel, destructive, harmful language with the great people, powerful people, automatically they may give death to you. That's why word is the most important thing for your life. So here he is telling, to speak well is a part of living well. So if you are using your words very carefully, if you are talking very pleasantly, that means you are a wise person, intelligent person. Your life is moving very positively. So here in the life, we have many things. So he's telling, when the image is new, world is new. So here he's telling the mind is nothing but the reflection of the world. So what is there in our mind, we will minds of the human beings are pure, innocent, beautiful, then the external world will become very beautiful. When the people's minds are very ugly, brutal, cruel, self-centered, disorder, inhuman, impure, then automatically we will find this type of activities in the external world. That's why here Bachelard is telling, when the image is new and the world is new, when your mind is pure within you, then you will find a purity in the external world. When you find impurity, destruction, disorder, disharmony in our mind, then automatically you will find this type of things in the external world. So here he is telling, mind is a vital thing in the life. If you have a clean mind, you will find the divinity within your mind. If you have a impurity, disorder, unhappiness in your mind, you will get hell in the mind. That's why your mind is responsible for all the things. So go within the mind, purify your mind. So follow your mind. Always keep your mind with a newness, freshness, just like a pure mirror. Then you will see world with a new manner. So he is telling, it is better to live in a state of impermanency than in one of finality. So here, if you find the flux of the world, the change of the world, the impermanency of the world, if you realize everything, that life is uncertain, death is a certain, we can't live here 1,000 years or 200 years. We can't get more energy throughout our life. If you know the uncertainty of the life, the impermanency of the life, the flux of the life, automatically you may go within your life. You may use the present life very carefully. You may use very intensity manner about all experiences available in the present life. That's why take more care about every moment of life. Live moment to moment. Understand the flux of the life, impermanency of the life. Then you will see the value of your action. We must listen to poets. So here, a poet is a beautiful person. He has a poetic expression. He has a beautiful language. He has a beautiful ideas. He is a very sensitive to forests, mountains, skies, beauty, everything in the world. A sensitive, beautiful heart and mind person is called a poet. So if you listen the expressions of the poet, you may get more inspiration, more understanding about a human being life. That's why listen very carefully. So true poetry is a function of the awakening. Sometimes if you find the poetic expressions, you see, for example, in the ancient time, in one place, one great person asked, you tell me the great essence of Vedas or enlightenment. The essence of Vedas or the essence of enlightenment in 4 lines. Then one person said, mind is just like a mirror. Dust gathers on it. Clean the mirror. You are enlightened. So here, mind is just like a pure mirror. dust gathers. If you accumulate more of impurity and the dust on the mirror, automatically you want to see pictures in front of the mirror. If you clean the mirror, automatically you can see all things available in front of the mirror. So you have an inner mirror in the mind. That inner mirror is the source for memory accumulation. That is called a memory plate. That is called pure consciousness. So you have to watch, you have to clean every day your mind mirror. Then you can see very clearly at the external world. If you are not cleaning your inner mirror, your mind, automatically you may accumulate more dust. You won't see anything in the external world. If you want to see anything in the external world, automatically you may live in the illusion and hallucination. You may go with the wrong sense. You may take more wrong decisions in the external world. That's why clean your mirror, see exactly, follow the truth. Here he's telling, the Bachelard is telling, truth is not the original. It is not the original truth. It is a original error. So truth is one. It is a beyond duality. It has no positive. It has no negative. It has no thought category. It is beyond illusions and hallucinations, beyond curtains, beyond thoughts. So here truth is exactly what it is. So here we find errors on the basis of thought perception. So in the negative sense and the positive sense. So here, happy is the man who knows. If a person who knows about himself, a person who cleans himself every day, when a person is just like a empty boat or a clean slate, just like a empty sky without any clouds, he may be a wonderful and a happy person in the life. So he is telling about the sleep. Sleep refreshes only the body. It rarely sets the soul at rest. So here, the sleep is a biological need. In the 24 hours, we may give minimum 7 to 8 hours for a sleep. Otherwise, there is a problem for the functioning of the body. So it is a rest. But here, the soul rest. So the rarely set the soul of the rest means, so here the rest of the soul arises through awareness. It is possible anytime. If you observe your inner thoughts without any judgment, automatically that observation cleans all impurities in the memory, in the mind. That is the nearest source of the soul. You don't find any problem. If you create a pure mind, then automatically you may get more scope for the shining of the brightness of the inner soul, inner energy. It may give more energy and more intuition for external world. When you keep pure within your mind, automatically you can shine the shining of your inner soul. So here, the Bachelard, Gaston Bachelard is telling, one must always maintain one's connection to the past and yet ceaselessly pull away from it. So you are the past, your money, your memory, your education, your experiences are nothing but past experiences. These experiences are in the state of mind in the form of memory. So you need memory, you need fast. At the same time, if you watch very carefully about your past memories, automatically you may keep silently the past memories in the brain cells. Whenever you need, you may request or you may command your inner past memories. They will come and they will come to your rescue and they may be very useful for your activities in the life. But you have to maintain the inner past experiences on the basis of control. Whenever you need, you have to use your fast memories. Whenever you don't need any fast memories, you have to keep all memories in the brain cells. Otherwise, if you have no control on your fast memories, automatically they will come and they will destroy, they will do all types of evil things in the world. That's why self-control means watching of the soul on the memory. All thoughts, emotions, all activities are essential. If you are not watching all your activities of your mind and the body, automatically they may go without any order. They may destroy all activities of your life. So here, Bachelard is telling man is a creation of desire, not a creation of need. So here man is a has many desires, ambitions, greeds. So he is always moving in the imaginary world. That's why sometimes he may get happiness when he gets success. Sometimes he may get frustration on the basis of failures relating with us. So here desire is a expectation. Where there is a expectation, sometimes you may get failures. Sometimes you may get more bondages. It is not free. So here, human being has to use his wisdom to operate his desires on the basis of verification. So you have to see your desires, what is the right desire, what is the wrong desire. If you the thought process relating with desires. So Bachelard is telling again, he who ceases to learn cannot adequate to teach. So he is telling about the teachers. So if you want to tell a teacher, a professor, or whoever it may be, who is teaching, he has to learn constantly, just like a living river. If he is not learning anything, he may not teach properly. So you have to accumulate, you have to learn new things. Automatically, you have to teach new things. If you are not learning good things, automatically you may not teach on the basis of good content, good expressions, good ideas, good things in our teaching. So the success of teaching depends upon constant learning of the teacher every moment. So reflected world is the conqueror of calmness. So if you find the pure mind within you, automatically you will find calmness within you. If you find more turbulations, distractions, worries, all evils in your mind, automatically you won't get any happiness and calmness within your mind. So here we human beings, we have a human mind has extraordinary outlook relating with the human existence. In our life as a achieved person in the industry age, we are invaded by the objects. So he's telling, in the world, we have a connection of the objects. So here you are getting objects through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin. You are seeing pictures, you are listening sounds, you are smelling tastes, you are touching various types of things, you are tasting various types of things through your tongue. So through 5 sense organs, you may accumulate more objects. Your property is our object. Your degree, your job, your life, your money, your property, your house, all things. You have a connection with many objects in the world. But here, if you are maintaining balance with the objects, then there is no problem. You are not the object. You are not the external world. You have accumulated, you have invited, you have borrowed, you have taken various types of objects in the form of education or observation or experimentation, anything. So if you have a clinging outlook, if you are dominating on the objects, if you have a great commitment and a bondage in the objects, automatically the objects will rule you. You will become a slave to the objects. So if you are a slave to the pleasures, if you are a slave to some weaknesses, if you are a slave to some objects, just like a drugs, automatically the drugs will dominate you. The drugs will direct you. That's why he's telling, if you are a slave to the objects, if you are governing objects, you have a great bondage for objects, automatically they will rule you, they will control you. In this connection, you want to see your pure mind. That's why If you are maintaining proper space relating with your life and objects, then there is a space for you for getting happiness. So if you are not maintaining space, if you are accumulating, if you are clinging with the objects relating with anything, automatically you will become a prisoner, you will become a slave, you will get more bondage relating with the world. That's why when you are free from various types of objects internally and externally, automatically you may get more freedom. That freedom is a enlightenment. That freedom is a joyful thing in the life. So here the characteristic of a scientific progress is knowing that we did not know. So in the scientific world, you should be preconceptionless outlook. You should be very clean. If you have a conclusions prior, then the conclusions may affect on the research. That's why with a pure sense, with a innocence, you have to experiment, you have to observe many things without any conclusion. Then you may find on the basis of your pure mind and pure observation many things in the world. So he is telling, to be happy, we must consider the happiness of the another. So he is telling, if you want to live happily in the world, create happiness in the surroundings. Why you have to create happiness in the surroundings? If the surroundings are in the unhappiness, in the destructive sense, violent sense, you may get the effect on from external world. So if other people are happy, automatically they may focus their happiness to you. If you have a beautiful fragrance garden around your house, you may get the fragrance of flowers from your garden around your house, in front of your house. If you are staying in the bad smell area, automatically the bad smell come to you. That's why he is telling, you have to create more happiness to other people. You have to do goodness. You have to smile. You have to help other people. If you help, if you do good, if you create more happiness, person, automatically you may get that effect. So that's why the world is the most important, the other person is the most important, so the surrounding person's happiness is the most important. That's why he's telling, to be happy, we must consider the happiness of the another. So if you give happiness to other person, automatically in return, as per the law of causation, you may get any length of happiness from other person. That's why if you want to more happiness, more peace, more goodness, first you have to give more happiness, goodness to others. Automatically you may get in return the same type of qualities, expressions to your life. So the real world knowledge is a light that always throws shadows somewhere. So here you have to find very carefully, you have to maintain inner peace, inner purity, inner happiness. So if you give more happiness to other people on the basis of purity of your mind, you may get more happiness, more pleasantness. So here in the philosophy of Gaston, here Bachelard, so here he's telling, live with a simple manner, don't be egoistic person. If you are living with a simple, he's telling that live like a grass, don't live like a tree. So if you are living just like a grass, if any rain will come, any problem will come, you won't destroy the grass. So if any tree fallen from anything, automatically you won't create any protection. If any tree falls, it won't go again in the same straight position. So when you are very simple, when you are free from attachment, when you are simply living, then you don't find any problem throughout your life. If you are so ambitious, worthy, healthy, and egoistic, powerful, rich person, after some time If you miss this type of properties, automatically you may get unhappiness. That's why he's telling always maintain simplicity, always live with happiness. So give happiness to other people, speak well, have a good relations, understand the world, live with a simple manner, get happiness to yourself and others. I concluded this speech, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your innovative keynote address. Now I'm requesting noble participant to interact with Professor Chennai, sir, Pavan, sir, Ranjita Singh, Dr. Chintra.
Okay. You call.
Anyone else? Gurupadam, you can start. Pavan, sir. Gaston Bachelard, if you go through his writings,
So he has. So we need various types of, for example, a tuberculosis or a sugar or any disease testing. We need different type of instrument to test to find out that disease available or not. In the same manner, here in the Gaston Bachelard, we find great philosophy also. So we need a philosophical mirror, a philosophical instrument. So here we find a beautiful philosophy also, Amresh sir. So happiness, good living, simple living, having harmonious living. So the great philosophical essence we find in the Bachelard philosophy also, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Pavan, sir. Ranjita Singh, madam. Vidyasagar Kumar from Pune. Gurupadam.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, good evening, sir. I am audible, sir.
Yes, audible.
Sir, philosophical values are very essential in nowadays for research work, sir. But some people are violating. How can we contradict this kind of attitude? So how can we eradicate this kind of attitude towards the research, sir?
So your question is right, but you have to connect the question to Gaston Bachelard. So you are a research scholar in the education department. You are going to finalize various types of question. But here our subject is also educational philosopher. He said about the scientific knowledge. So how to get more scientific knowledge? You should be in the free conception outlook with a fresh mind. You have to go with the inquiry manner. So he said about the education. So education is a constant learning. So if you want to teach more, you have to learn constantly. He has given instructions to the teacher. He said about the education. He said about the learning process, many things. You have to ask one question connecting with mentioning the name Bachelard. So you are telling about the research, no problem. You are a research scholar. We don't find any dispute regarding that. You have to connect one question to Gaston Bachelard. You ask one aspect relating with education, philosophy, something.
Gurupadam.
So actually, I can understand his expression. We may create easy expression as a question. So is there any values relating with the research and the life in the philosophy of Gaston Bachelard? So we find great values. He is telling, be innocent, be humble, learn constantly, don't deceive you, don't pollute anything, learn honestly. So follow scientific method. But at the same time, he's telling, live without any ego. Simple manner, live like a grass, live very simple manner, have a little desires, don't have attachment with any people, don't depend on any people, live with a simplicity. If you are depending on people, if you have a possessiveness, attachment, clinging, addiction, when you are using other person as a thing for your selfish use, then automatically you will become a slave. So he is telling, don't cling to anything. Here we have various types of objects. If you cling more to objects, you will find. So here in the research, in the life, he's telling, live simply, don't be egoistic, create happiness in the surroundings, learn constantly, invite new things for your life. So these are some of the things, values we find in the Gaston Bachelard's philosophy, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dr. Nawaz Sharif from Kolkata.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm asking one question actually. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm asking one question actually. Actually, sir, like I'm teaching here in Adamas University, where like I just want to actually inculcate like what kind of philosophical perspective shall I develop among students, sir?
So this is a question. Okay, what type of philosophy we have to inculcate to the students? So here the teacher behavior plays vital role. So the teacher has to learn more things. Here the students has to develop the art of listening. You have to encourage students to listen, to learn many aspects of the world without any nation, without any religion, without any dogma, without any belief. You have to create a free mind. The entire world is a one family. We have a great resources in the world. If you create boundaries just like a religion, caste, nation, cult, black, white, then you won't listen. So you have to cultivate, you have to inform to your student that have a clean mind, listen very carefully, don't cling to any ideology, any belief. So entire humanity is a one family. So listen something, read great writings of the great people of the world, then automatically they may get a high level of maturity and understanding, and they may live very pleasantly. This type of philosophy you have to give to your students. Nawaz Sharif.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, this is the BEd training. Actually, that's why I asked the questions. I thought like you are the right person, so that I asked. Thank you so much for your valuable suggestions.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Anyone else? Pawan sir.
So Bunita Gaurav is available, Amresh sir.
Yes,
Bunita
sir, yes.
Gaurav.
Binita Buyan, sir. Binita Gaurav also is there.
okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Binita Gaurav also there. Yes, do you
Ask
have
something.
any?
First of all, good evening, sir.
Yes. Ask a question. So Amresh sir,
Sir,
here in the philosophy of
Hello, Namaste sir. Hello, Chinay sir and
Pawan sir, namaste, namaste, please.
she
okay,
left
sir.
the
Okay, sir. The question is,
live, I think that.
how can that get it pure mind? Pure soul.
Okay, namaste.
Namaste sir. How can that improving or developing pure mind
I'm
or
asking,
pure soul, sir?
one question to you. So,
Hello.
yes, okay, I will answer this question.
Okay.
I will answer this question. I am asking one question you. What is the today's subject? Tell me the philosopher name. What philosopher we are discussing at present? What is the subject?
Okay, sir. The philosopher.
What is the topic?
Um.
Name. What is the name?
Okay, sir.
Name. What is the name? The name of the philosopher. What is the subject? On what name we are discussing today in the conference? The philosopher belongs to which country? The name of the philosopher. So here, his name is Gaston Bachelard. He is a French philosopher. So contemporary philosopher. You have to connect your question with Gaston Bachelard. You asked one question, but you have to use this language with Bachelard and connect one question. Then I will answer. Will you do this? Pavan Kumar. So, okay. So here he asked the pure mind, the pure soul. Now we are connecting this aspect to the the philosopher Boston Bachelard. So he said, if you want to get more freedom, more happiness, more purity, don't cling objects. So clinging objects is a bondage. Non-clinging objects to your mind is a, for that you have impurity in the mind. You said a pure mind, a pure soul. So pure mind means a mind having memories. They are in the silent position of the brain cells, but the entrance part of the mind is a pure, innocent, and quietness, just like a sky without any clouds. Here in the within the mind, a mind without having any thoughts, emotions, with a complete tranquility. That is called empty, pure mind. So pure soul. So here, the mind is a physical. This is a body, psychological part. It is a the soul is a spiritual, that is called light, energy, brightness, consciousness, eternity, bliss, that quality. But if you clean, if you purify your mind, automatically you may get the rising brightness from your soul. For that, you have to witness your thought process. If you have to witness your mind, if you have to witness your all memories without any judgment, without any comparison, liking, disliking, positive or negative, or condemnation and evaluation, no duality, without saying any positive and negative, if you observe just like a gazing, just like watching silently, automatically the memories will go to silent position in the brain cells. You will find pure mind, you will find pure soul. For that, you have to watch constantly your mind and the external world. That is the way for getting pure mind and the pure soul. Amresh sir.
Okay, sir, Chennai sir, okay, sir. But foreign countries and Indian countries.
Don't ask. So
Okay,
you have
sir.
to connect.
Okay, sir.
You have to connect. This is political.
Okay, sir.
So you have to connect everything. Gaston Bachelard, and you have to connect this subject. You have to learn this. So you have to connect anything with the subject. So you may ask many things. We respect you, but that is not the concern. Here, this is not relating with one country or anything. You have to ask the philosophy or a psychology or a human life connecting with the philosopher. The philosopher what said regarding this? What is the solution of this problem by Gaston Bachelard? You have to ask this type of questions. Then questions are very relevant.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, okay. It is the pure mind, pure soul of think of thoughts. That how can that sexology and physiological emotions, how can affect them?
See, if you have a more desires,
and physiological emotion, how can affect them? this pure soul and
Okay.
mind.
So you want to know various types of sex emotions. You want to know the word sex. So we have a various types of needs for human body, for men, women. We have a needs. We have a food, shelter, clothing, self-esteem, sex, love, self-actualization. We have various types of human being needs. But the sex is a biological need. When there is a love, sex is a gift for the love. When there is a unhappiness, when there is a violence, when there is a disorder, you won't get sex. If you get sex, that is a ugly sex. So when there is a love, when there is a good order, good relationship, this is a natural gift for every man and woman. So when the person is a disorder, then you won't get love, you won't get any pleasures, you won't get understanding. For that, have a lovely relation, have a understanding about other person, talk pleasantly other person, give respect to other person, help somebody, appreciate somebody, help something, then automatically what you are telling about the emotions relating with the body, sex and everything, you won't find any problem. Lack of love, lack of respect, lack of affinity, these things are happening. For that, you have to develop good relationship, then automatically you don't find this problem. Amraj sir.
Extraordinary, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
So finally, here, like Socrates also, he says the characteristics.
You are sitting in the office, in front of your office. If any person comes to your office, there is a scope for to sit in front of you in a chair. When the chair is filled with so many things, food material, or a snacks, or a cool drinks, or something, pens, papers, everything, nobody will come to sit on the material chair. So here, for a science, here science means knowing, investigating, searching without any bias, with verification, with observation, without any bias, with impartial outlook. This is called a scientific outlook. So this is possible when you are totally free in the mind, when you are an egoistic person. So here the best example is we write in the white paper. In the white paper, we don't find any letters and everything. The pure white paper, we may write letter, we may write article, everything. In the same manner, if you find any paper filled with the writing, ink and everything, there you don't write. If you write something, that may be a distortion, that may be a problem for communicating your ideas in the paper already written. So here you need more purity in your mind. Then if you start speaking, learning, doing, investigating through pure mind, you may see example, we are taking food every day, we have a plate. Before taking food, we clean our plate. In the same manner, we want to take any plate it is filled with some material or something. We need only clean plate, empty plate, free from all pollution. In the same manner, we need all types of freedom in the mind. That free mind, that is a pure sense. That is called nothingness. That is called enlightenment. That is not knowing. That stage is essential. That is called a pure consciousness state, a consciousness without any content, without any memory. So a pure white paper is useful for writing. A pure plate is useful for taking food. So a pure sky is useful to see stars in the night time. In the same manner, purity of mind is essential to know anything internally and externally in the scientific manner, in the inner science and the outer science. Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful example. So with your permission, may I go for presentation, sir?
Okay, please move, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to Professor Chennai sir and noble participants. Philosophical Foundations of Research and Life Lessons from Gaston Bachelard. The outline of the presentation, introduction, learning outcome, and conclusion. Before going to start our actual topic, I would like to show 3 nice videos, motivational videos. What Dr. Nawaz Sharif asked, what type of philosophy to inculcate among the students. So just like our Constitution of India, equality, freedom, fraternity, and n number of good things, even 21A Article 45 and whatever, education for all, free and compulsory education. So the philosophy and education are 2 sides of the same coin. Philosophy is a theory and education is a practical orient. So here the philosophy, we can learn many things within Indian philosophy and Western philosophy. Just before starting the program, I was watching about Zen philosophy. Zen means Chen, the word derived is a meditation. So everywhere, whatever Professor Chennai sir is telling is free mind, means a thoughtless mind, chittarutti nirodha yoga. So maximum within India and Southeast Asian philosophers, even Western philosophers, giving more importance mind, how to control mind. So thoughtless mind. So this is very, very important for students nowadays. Students' minds filled with many unnecessary things, whether social networks are here and there. Word gives single meaning, image gives 1,000 meanings, video gives million meanings. It is our duty to concentrate, motivation, self-motivation, self-interest, self-evaluation, self-preparation, self-finance. Maximum thing is self. Here one nice video, The Secret to a Happy Life. Even Gaston also n number of things he mentioned about happiness, poetry. So here one nice video, he searched his purpose in life. What is the purpose of life? According to Vedas, is self-reliance and selflessness. In the same way, here one small Zen story for you.
So once upon a time, there was a young man named Kai who lived in a small village on the outskirts of Kyoto, Japan. Kai was a restless soul, always seeking more from life than what his small village could offer him. He was constantly searching for the next adventure or challenge, never content with where he was. One day, Kai heard of a great Zen master who lived atop a nearby mountain. He decided that he would seek out the master, hoping that the wise old man could help him find purpose and meaning in his life. After a long and arduous journey, Kai finally reached the mountaintop and found the Zen master's humble abode. The old man welcomed Kai with a warm smile and invited him to sit and talk. Kai poured his heart to the Zen master, telling him of his restlessness and his constant search for something more. The master listened patiently, then handed Kai a cup of tea. "Drink this tea," said the master. "It is the finest in all of Japan." Kai sipped the tea and was surprised to find that it tasted no different than any other cup of tea he had ever had in his life. He told the master this, but the master simply smiled. "You see," said the master, "the tea is not what is important. It is the act of drinking it, the act of being present in the moment and appreciating what is right in front of you." Kai realized then in that moment that he had been so focused on the next adventure, the next challenge, that he had missed the beauty of the present moment. He thanked the Zen master and promised to live in the present and appreciate the small things in life. As he descended the mountain, Kai felt lighter and more content than he had in years. He realized that true happiness came not from seeking more, but from appreciating what was already there, of what we already have. To be present in the moment, to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, and to find peace and stillness. These values can help us find contentment and purpose in our lives, no matter who we are.
Nice video. So unfortunately, we are not in a position to give values what we have, but always our mind is concentrated what we don't have. Human beings, these are normal quality, but we can learn many things from, just like Professor Chennai sir. So here, ancient Chinese philosopher quotes is from Confucius.
Respect yourself and others will respect you. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. It does not matter disguised as painful endings. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Give a bowl of rice to a man and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice and you will save his life. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. When you see a good person, think of becoming like him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. If you hate, then you have been defeated. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. The person attempting to travel two roads at once will get nowhere. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. When anger rises, think of the consequences. It is easy to hate, and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. He who attends to his greater self becomes a great man, and he who attends to his smaller self becomes a small man. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. Think of tomorrow. The past can't be mended. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. If you act wisely, good things tend to happen. Act like fool and bad things tend to happen. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. He who flatters a man is his enemy. He who tells him of his faults is his maker. The truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words the truth. 3 things never come back: time, word, and opportunity. Therefore, do not waste time, choose words, and do not miss the opportunity. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Friendship is one mind and 2 bodies. The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. The noble person uses things. The lesser man is used by things. To see the right and not to do it is cowardice. Never venture, never win. If there is no determined effort, there will be no brilliant achievement. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. The funniest people are the saddest ones. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. An enemy is a friend. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Tell me and I will forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand. An intelligent person avoids extremes, self-indulgence and extravagance. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading, or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal, and as though you were scared of missing it. Attack the evil that is within yourself, rather than attacking the evil that is in others. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The more you don't have sex, the less you want it. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. It is better to light one small candle of gratitude than to curse the darkness. Happiness is when you are understood. Great happiness is when you are loved. Real happiness is when you love. To complain about an unpleasant thing is to double the evil. To laugh at it is to destroy it. There are 1,000 lessons in defeat, but only one in victory. Silence is a source of great strength. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. A leader leads by example, not by force. Do not conquer the world with force, for force only causes resistance. Try your best to treat others as you would wish to be treated yourself, and you will find that this is the shortest way to benevolence. I once tried thinking for an entire day, but I found it less valuable than one moment of study. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it. The way is near, but men seek it afar. It is in easy things, but men seek for it in difficult things. Don't thank or curse heaven. It's just the natural result of your own actions. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. The great man is the one who does not lose his child's heart. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you.
So very nice quotes, really wonderful in our lives. So in the Confucius also, learning, reading is very, very important. And stop learning, you are dying. So the king and the beggar, the last one, very nice story, inspirational story.
Ruled by a king who had no son to succeed to the throne. Since the king was getting old, he wanted to select a suitable successor to rule the country. The king sent out notices throughout his country. The notices invited every qualified young man in the country for an interview with the king. The outcome of the interview would decide a possible successor to the throne. The only qualification for the candidate was that they should have immense love for their fellow human beings. Every young man across the country was very excited at the possibility of being the ruler of the country. A poor young man from a remote village also read the notice and started to prepare for an interview with the king. The man was a kind to various circumstances. The man had no good clothes to be presentable in the sight of the king. So the young man worked really hard and saved some money to buy him proper clothes and supplies to support him for the long journey to the palace. After he got his supplies and a proper attire for the interview, the young man set out on his quest. He traveled many days and had almost completed the journey when he came upon a poor beggar by the side of the road. The poor beggar sat trembling in the cold, covered only in tattered rags. The beggar extended his arms and pleaded for help. His weak voice croaked, "I am hungry and cold. Please help me, sir." The young man was so moved by the pathetic condition of the beggar that he immediately stripped his new attire and offered it to him. He also provided him with his very limited food he had carried for the journey. The beggar thanked the man 1,000 times, but since the man had given up his good clothes to the beggar, he was a bit hesitant to go for the interview. He, however, gathered enough courage to enter the palace in his old dirty clothes. Upon his arrival at the palace, a king's attendant showed him the way to the great hall. After a short rest to clean off the journey's grime, the man was admitted to the throne room for the interview. The young man bowed low as the king entered the room. When he raised his eyes, he gasped in astonishment as he noticed that the king looked very similar to the beggar he had met on the way. The king saw the shock in the man's eye and said, "Yes, I was the beggar you met on your way. But why did you dress up like a beggar? You are a king." "Well, why did you do this to me?" the young man stammered after gaining some composure. "Because I had to be sure that you had a good heart and you genuinely love your fellow human beings," said the king. "I knew that if I came to you as a king, you would have done anything to impress me. But that way, I would never have known what is truly in your heart. The generosity and love to the one in need without expecting anything in return is the sign of a great heart. Looking at your love, generosity towards the beggar man proved that you sincerely love your fellow human beings. This country needs a leader
who would work for the welfare of all of the nation, not just the ones who would offer and cater to the throne. You have proven that you are the right person to be my successor. Kindness is more important than wisdom, and the recognition of this is the beginning of wisdom. A heart filled with compassion and love to our fellow human beings is the greatest gift we can give to the world. A king in this land today might be rich and glamorous, might have the power and all the might. But this kingdom is worthless compared to a rich heart of a beggar man. This is Dare to Do Motivation Stories. Thanks for watching. And
what a wonderful story. Kindness is better than wisdom, and through kindness only wisdom can. Learning outcome, learning great life lessons and philosophical foundations of research from Gaston Bachelard. Born already, Professor Chennai sir mentioned 27th June 1884 and passed away on 16th October 1962, was a French philosopher, Gaston Bachelard. So here are 2 minutes video regarding great quotes of Gaston Bachelard. Love is never finished, expressing itself. So what a wonderful, there are n number of good things from.
A special kind of beauty exists which is born in language, of language, and for language. One must always maintain one's connection to the past and yet ceaselessly pull away from it. Man is a creation of desire, not a creation of need. Literary imagination is an aesthetic object offered by a writer to a lover of book. Reverie is not a mind vacuum. It is rather the gift of an hour which knows the plenitude of the soul. To live life well is to express life poorly. If one expresses life too well, one is living it no longer. Two half philosophers will probably never a whole metaphysician make. Even a minor event in the life of a child is an event of that child's world and thus a world event. Ideas are refined and multiplied in the commerce of minds. In their splendor, images effect a very simple communion of soul. It is better to live in a state of impermanence than in one of finality. We are never real historians, but always near poets, and our emotion is perhaps nothing but an expression of a poetry that was lost. The house protects the dreamer, the house allows one to dream in peace. Our house is our corner of the world. It is better to live in a state of impermanence than in one of finality. The blank page gives us the right to dream. One must live to build one's house, and not build one's house to live in. Love is never finished expressing itself, and it expresses itself better the more poetically it is dreamed. By listening to certain words as a child listens to the sea in a seashell, a word dreamer hears the murmur of a world of dreams. Man is a creation of desire, not a creation of need. To live life well is to express life poorly. If one.
Very nice quotes. So Professor Chennai sir already mentioned many things.
Gaston Bachelard, published January the 9th, 2018. Jump to the end of this recording for further information about this audiobook. Gaston Bachelard, French, Bachelard. The 27th of June 1884 to 16 October. Jump to the end of this recording for further information about this audiobook. Gaston Bachelard, French, Bachelard. The 27th of June 1884 to 16 October 1962, was a French philosopher. He made contributions in the fields of poetics and the philosophy of science. To the latter he introduced the concepts of epistemological obstacle and epistemological break. obstacle epistemologique and rupture epistemologique. He influenced many subsequent French philosophers, among them Michel Foucault, Louis Althusser, Dominique Lecourt and Jacques Derrida, as well as the sociologist Pierre Bourdieu. Part 1. Life and Work. Bachelard was a postmaster in Basse-Europe and then studied physics before finally becoming interested in philosophy. He was a professor at Dijon from 1930 to 1940 and then became the inaugural chair in history and philosophy of the sciences at the Sorbonne. In 1958 he became a member of the Royal Academy of Science, Letters and Fine Arts of Belgium. Part 1. Life and Work. Chapter 1. Bachelard's Psychology of Science. Bachelard's studies of the history and philosophy of science in such works as Le Nouvel Esprit Scientifique, The New Scientific Spirit, 1934, and La Formation de l'Esprit Scientifique, The Formation of the Scientific Mind, 1938, were based on his vision of historical epistemology as a kind of psychoanalysis of the scientific mind. In the English-speaking world, the connection Bachelard made between psychology and the history of science has been little understood. Bachelard demonstrated how the progress of science could be blocked by certain types of mental patterns, creating the concept of obstacle epistemologique. Epistemological obstacle. One task of epistemology is to make clear the mental patterns at use in science, in order to help scientists overcome the obstacles to knowledge. Part 1. Life and Work. Chapter 2. Epistemological Breaks. The Discontinuity of Scientific Progress. Bachelard was critical of Auguste Comte's positivism, which considered science as a continual progress. To Bachelard, scientific development such as Einstein's theory of relativity demonstrated the discontinuous nature of the history of sciences. Thus, models that framed scientific development as continuous, such as that of Comte and Emile Meyerson, seemed simplistic and erroneous to Bachelard. Through his concept of epistemological break, Bachelard underlined the discontinuity at work in the history of sciences. However, the term epistemological break itself is almost never used by Bachelard, but became famous through Louis Althusser. He showed that new theories integrated old theories in new paradigms, changing the sense of concepts. For instance, the concept of mass, used by Newton and Einstein in two different senses. Thus, non-Euclidean geometry did not contradict Euclidean geometry, but integrated it into a larger framework. Part 1. Life and Work. Chapter 3. The Role of Epistemology in Science. Bachelard was a rationalist in the Cartesian sense, although he recommended his non-Cartesian epistemology as a replacement for the more standard Cartesian epistemology. He compared scientific knowledge to ordinary knowledge in the way we deal with it, and saw error as only illusion. Scientifically, one thinks truth as the historical rectification of a persistent error, and experiments as correctives for an initial, common illusion. Illusion Premier. The role of epistemology is to show the history of the scientific production of concepts. Those concepts are not just theoretical propositions, they are simultaneously abstract and concrete, pervading technical and pedagogical activity. This explains why the electric bulb is an object of scientific thought. An example of an abstract concrete object. To understand the way it works, one has to take the detour of scientific knowledge. Epistemology is thus not a general philosophy that aims at justifying scientific reasoning. Instead, it produces regional histories of science. Part 1. Life and Work. Chapter 4. Shifts in Scientific Perspective. Bachelard saw how seemingly irrational theories often simply represented a drastic shift in scientific perspective. For instance, He claimed that the theory of probabilities was just another way of complexifying reality through a deepening of rationality. Even though critics like Lord Kelvin found this theory irrational. One of his main theses in The New Scientific Mind was that modern sciences had replaced the classical ontology of the substance with an ontology of relations, which could be assimilated to something like a process philosophy. For instance, the physical concepts of matter and race correspond, according to him, to the metaphysical concepts of the thing and of movement. But whereas classical philosophy considered both as distinct and the thing as ontologically real, modern science cannot distinguish matter from race. It is thus impossible to examine an immobile thing, which was precisely the condition for knowledge according to classical theory of knowledge, becoming being impossible to be known, in accordance with Aristotle and Plato's theories of knowledge. In non-Cartesian epistemology, there is no simple substance, as in Cartesianism, but only complex objects built by theories and experiments, and continuously improved. 6.4. Intuition is therefore not primitive, but built. 6.2. These themes led Bachelard to support a sort of constructivist epistemology. Part 1, Life and Work. Chapter 5, Other Academic Interests. In addition to epistemology, Bachelard's work deals with many other topics, including poetry, dreams, psychoanalysis, and the imagination. The Psychoanalysis of Fire, 1938, and The Poetics of Space, 1958, are among the most popular of his works, and the latter had a wide reception in architectural theory circles. Jean-Paul Sartre cites the former and Bachelard's Water and Dreams in his Being and Nothingness. Special characters in this article were substituted with audio cues. They were denoted as follows: and, left and right parentheses, 3 consecutive periods. This recording is a derivative work from Wikipedia. For more.
So very nice. Professor Chennai sir nicely explained the quote of Gaston Bachelard. The characteristics of scientific progress is our knowing that what we did not know. So Socrates also very nicely told the same thing. Here, maximum people, there is one saying in Telugu or local language also. You have any pot full of water and half filled pot, you can see the which one makes more sound. In the same way, maximum intelligent people, those who are people have wisdom, they never create any nuisance, they keep silence. Man is a creation of desire, not a creation of need. So this desire is a main cause for all types of problems in this world, and what is happening between the countries, within the family, among the families. We understand nature by resisting it, but maximum people are unable to understand the power of nature. So if you go through the naturalistic philosophy also, so nature is a supreme power. Be like a nature, be like a grass, be like a Professor Chennai sir maximum mentioned simple way of life, compassion, passion and compassion. So by listening to certain words, as a child, listen to the sea in a seashell. A world dreamer hears the murmur of a world of dreams. So while listening to a certain words as a child, in general, children, they have very nice listening skills. Whenever you are narrating a story, they listen nicely. But when we are growing, we don't have that much patience to listen. So for learning what Guru Padam is asking as a research scholar, we need good listening skill, the philosophical maximum time, the miscommunication, lack of communication, and lack of patience, lack of concentration, and here lack of listening. These are all the reasons for quarrel or problems. So, like a forgotten fire, a childhood can always flare up again within us. So, just a flash of light. So, always, even though we are growing, but a childish mentality never, it is not good to live. It is always better to carry forward maximum in all the literature. We say the child is just like a god. Literary imagination is an aesthetic object offered by a writer to a lover of books. So here onwards, maximum Gaston Bachelard mentioned about poetic, so reading and so many other aspects of a scholar. To be happy, we must consider the happiness of another. So Uttamottama, Uttama, Uttamottama, Adama. So yeah, there are classification of people in our ancient Indian philosophy and our Vedic philosophy. Here the people, those who are taking care of others, liking others, loving others, and the happiness of others. Whenever you feel you also yourself be happy. So to be happy, we must consider the happiness of another. A best friend always like to live life well is to express life poorly. If one express life too well, one is living it no longer. So simplicity is very, very important. A special kind of beauty exists which is born in language, of language, and for language. Just in education, we are always assessment of learning, assessment as learning, assessment for learning. In the same way here, in language, of language, and for language. Language communication, the way, the type of language you are using, we can assess your personality, our character. So language always very, very important. So that's why it better sometimes if we may say something, it is not possible to take back. So best examples in the parliament and assemblies of various states in India and outside also in the country, so many n number of incidents. We cannot say what reality is, only what it seems like to us. So we need a wisdom to see as it is. If you have something predetermined, if you have attachment, if you have something negative thoughts, it is not possible to see the reality as it is. The great function of poetry is to give back to us the situations of our dreams. What a one. So in general, if you go through the Shakespeare, Kalidas in India, and Tulasidas, Rahim, Kabir, Vemana in Telugu literature, there are n number of APJ Abdul Kalam is the Swami Vivekananda. So it is better to writings of poetry. So one must always maintain one's connection to the past and yet says Leslie pull away from it. Actually, maximum philosopher, even Puttaparthi Satya Sai Baba, be good, see good, do good, that is the way to God. Money comes and goes, but morality comes and grows. Good and bad, pain and pleasure, all these originate within man, not outside. The past is beyond recovery. We are not sure of the future. The given moment is the right time, do right action. So Rahim, Kabir, Tulasi, there are n number of procrastination is better. You postpone the postponement. Call kare se aaj kare se pal mein parlai hoegi, mohri kare na kab. So better tomorrow's work today, today's work now. And those who are living at present, they are calm and peace. No need to worry about either past nor future. So here one must always maintain one's connection to the past. So just in learning also, previous knowledge, past experience, not to bother whatever happened when. So those things will become the base. Past events can the base for your at present to move towards future. Man is an imagining being. So Einstein also told the same thing. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. We have the type of this mind, this brain, you have extraordinary imagination. We are never real historians, but always near poets. And our emotion is perhaps nothing but an expression of a poetry that was lost. Almost all the culture in Indian culture, even foreign also, you can see maximum whenever you are happy, whenever you are in sad, always we express our feelings, our emotion through songs only, not in words. Nobody knows that in reading we are reliving. This is the best example for lesson takeaway from this program, entire 10 days program, reading, reading, reading. So there is no shortcut method to achieve something. Is a hard work with love, like, so relearn, unlearn, learn. Our temptation to be a poet. All readers who have a certain passion for reading nurture and repress through reading the desire to become a writer. At the same time, as a researcher, it is our duty to write something to become a writer. Unfortunately, maximum research scholars, maximum teachers, they have a desire to write excellent articles, but unfortunately, we never started to write, only keeping in mind. No, it is always better to keep on paper at least 24 hours in a day. If you write minimum 10 lines at the end of the month, you can see n number of us. So better 300 lines. If you 300 lines in 6 months, you can publish your best article. A clear conscience is, for me, an occupied conscience, never empty, the conscience of a man at work until his last breath. So we are always, inner soul always says something, whatever we are doing, you are doing good, you are doing right, you are doing wrong, do this, do that. But unfortunately, we are not in a position to listen our inner soul. By listening, whether you believe or not, maybe Professor Chennai sir is helping me a lot. That's why I'm telling no. I know, sir, myself, I can, as a student, as a scholar, PhD holder, postdoctoral fellow, and teacher, n number of so sir never expected anything, no attachment, and nothing. We can say very detachment, sthita prajna, we can say. The same way, and sir never criticized a single person. This is really a wonderful. Nowadays, where an advocate never give free suggestion, or a doctor never give free suggestion. But unfortunately, maximum our teachers and others, we comment on others without taking any remuneration. No need. So better keep silent. If you make, no one is asking, even silence is the best according to the Confucius. If silence is no value, then only it is better to speak. If you target others, if you criticize others, others also criticize you. Best example in the political parties, when a person left the party already, though, and others, colleagues, former colleagues, maybe co-leaders, they can criticize, they start to criticize. So we can know in the daily life, at all times and in all fields, the explanation by fire is a rich explanation. So what a wonderful, just I read one about regarding this fire incident in Canada, and it affects how it affects American cities in the same way. Whatever the burnt agriculture wastage, burning of agriculture wastage in Haryana and Punjab, and how it affects the pollution of New Delhi. So here at the same, at all times and in all fields, the explanation by fire is a rich explanation. Poetry is one of the destinies of speech. One would say that the poetic image in its newness opens a future to language. That's why in the beginning also I told is a poetic philosopher. So that's it indicates whatever we can express. The language teachers, whether English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Assamese, Bengali, Malayalam, or any other Kasi, Garo, Jaintia within here, tribal languages, any language, they have their own way of expression, own way of communication, cultural memory, even though there is no script, but we are carrying forward. Yesterday I watched on tribe in Andaman Nicobar, only 400 people, but no attachment, no communication with the external world. Even though they are surviving, they have their own communication. So this really wonderful, thanks to Professor Chennai sir, because of sir only we selected this type of philosopher. Over to Professor Chennai sir.
Very good, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. This type of philosophy is very rare, sir.
Yeah.
Very rarely we can see this poetic way of philosophers, even John Milton and so many other, even though we know many philosophers and great writers, Nobel laureates, they are both writers and philosophers, but it's a rare combination, scientific and poetic philosophy.
Yes, yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So we are expressing with a unique manner. So we are deeply concentrating to know many things from every philosopher. At the same time, we are sharing nicely. Very good, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. So shall we, sir? May I allow participants for 2-3 minutes if you want, because today is the last day of a 10-day FDP. If someone wants to share something, with your permission, sir, only 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm requesting any of participants, if you want to share something, if you want to interact, it's time for you.
Sir,
within
good
5
evening,
minutes. Please, please.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Hello?
Hello. Sir, good
Hello?
evening, sir. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Much for this kind of workshops and FDPs. It is really helpful for us. I am from management background. Interdisciplinary thoughts and many new ideas I have got. And my suggestion is in future, please go for academic rating like article publishing guidance. Now you are guiding for this SPSS, this one statistical usages for article preparation and all. In future, please go for two things. One thing, academic rating, how to publish articles. And second thing, Bloom's taxonomy way of teaching, taking question papers, and different things, sir. Because Bloom's taxonomy also they are started using in more universities. My suggestion this one, sir. My sincere and heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Dr. Reddy sir and Professor Dr. Chennai sir. Both of you are giving a lot of information. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
So you are from which place, sir?
Sir, myself, Dr. A. Jainul. I am from MBA department, Jamal Muhammad College, Tiruchirappalli, Central Tamil Nadu, sir. Central part of Tamil Nadu.
Okay, apart from after Tanjavur.
Yes, yes, correct, sir. From here, 55 kilometers is Tanjavur.
From Tanjavur to
Trichy is it is an international airport. The Srirangam temple is very famous. The Kaveri River. This is very historical place, sir. Rock Fort.
Very good. Very good. All the best.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, I am Professor Dr. Manawalan. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Please continue, sir. Professor Manawalan, sir, please.
I am audible? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Professor, you have done a wonderful job. This 10 days FDB Faculty Development Program, that is International Workshop FDB multiple entry, that is application of that SPSS current tool, which will be used for especially for educational research and philosophical foundations. It's a wonderful job. Your Guruji, Mr. Chennaiya, Professor, has done a marvelous job. It is useful to the young researchers. You are making good foundation to the researchers. Really, it is a adventure. It is not that much easy. I think you have done more than 100 programs, but this 10 days international workshop FDP is really marvelous and wonderful, excellent. It is amazing job. I am appreciating your hard efforts. That is 24/7 efforts. Yourself and your Guruji, Mr. Professor Chennaiya. They definitely it must be appreciated like anything. I am praying God to make good health to both of you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So Amaresh sir, it is a 311 or what is the number?
Sir, just 1 minute, sir.
Thank you, Professor Manavalan sir, for your nice words. And
I attended all the 300 programs.
Oh yes, we are seeing your name. So we appreciate your nice heart, nice mind, and good listening capacity. So all the best, sir.
I'm not making any interactions because that young researchers can participate. They have to put their involvement. That's why I don't want to participate. But anyhow, I am keenly observing each and everything. I have attended.
So now and then, not frequently, occasionally you express, you ask some question that may be a beautiful, not regularly, but occasionally you ask one question that may be very impressive. So we may think that sir is also in the live. So we welcome various types of questions. So we have to share good things. It is just like a happy program.
Professor, this Corona 3 years period, I attended more than 5,000 faculty development program, seminar, webinar, all the international, national, regional level, including.
Okay, very good, sir.
Yes, thank you. At the age of 66, I am doing this.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Amaresh sir.
Yes, sir. Multiple entry and multiple exit. It is 314, sir.
Okay, very good, Amaresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Regarding Dr. Jainul, regarding Bloom's taxonomy, Professor Chennai sir also have a BA, B.Ed, M.Ed, M.A., PhD, MPhil. So, sir is a very thank you, sir, for your wonderful motivational words. So, Professor Chennai sir, is it?
For all the participants. Okay, please move, Amaresh sir.
So here some of participants, they're asking Dr. Avnish Sharma ji, how we'll get one certificate including all sessions? No problem. Whoever is submitted your feedback form, we have your records. So suppose someone attended 5-day FDP, we can give teachers for 5-day FDP certificate. I can send one link to your mail. Maybe it takes 1 week. Once I can announce next Friday or Saturday. Once you fill up, automatically you will get within 1 day your certificate based on your attendance. Someone maybe a 6 days. For research scholars, we are going to issue workshop certificate. For teachers, we are going to issue FDP. It gives immense pleasure to express my gratitude to Professor Chennai sir. This is another milestone of philosophical foundations of research and education on the applications of SPSS in educational research or in research knowledge, mathematics, science, ICT, education, philosophy. We can integrate whatever we have. This is the reason behind this program, links and technology. That's why with the help of Professor Chennai sir and Dr. Srutasini madam, we can move forward and we can organize this in series of fourth FDP program. Already we organized 21-day FDP, 7-day FDP, and 9-day. Thank you, sir, for your continuous support to move forward.
All
Thank
the
you,
best,
sir.
Comrade
Thank you, sir. So we are really grateful to our own Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Prabhasankar Shukla sir, and Registrar Professor Dikshit sir for their continuous support without our university for allowing us to organize the n number of programs. Professor Chennai sir has a special relationship with Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Raja Reddy sir. Participants based on your attendance. Thank you.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय वंगा चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय.
Jai Hind, thank you. Please submit your feedback form. Those who joined through YouTube also, please join Cisco Webex because we are not sharing feedback form of FDP in YouTube.